Okay, so now that we have seen how to check the accuracy, we have this other section, section 2 in the chapter, which is hyperparameter tuning. So just one way of checking, how many trees we use, for example, in our random forest classifier, because this will also affect the classification accuracy. So in this code that we have here, checkpoint F2.2b, we create a function that charts the overall accuracy versus the numbers of trees used. So the output of this code here is this nice chart. So let's go ahead and open this. So I'll change scripts. I'll go to F2.2b. While that loads, I'll just add here some lines. So the first part of F2.2b is exactly the same as the first checkpoint. So what we want to copy and paste is starting here from line 51 all the way to the end. So we'll just look at the second part all together. So here, this is a little bit more advanced. Here, for example, we have a map function. We'll be looking to this more into F4 chapter. So I think F4.0 and F4.1. So we don't need to worry too much about this. But we just wanted to show you that here we have a list. So Earth Engine list, and this list is a sequence. It starts at 5 and it ends at 100, and we jump every 5 units. So this list here, for example, if I print this, you would return a list that is like 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, and so on. Let me just print this really quick so you can see. So here I have a list, 5, 10, 15, 20, all the way through 100. So you can define lists this way. If you want a really long list, you can, and it's a sequence of numbers, you can create it this way instead of typing the specific values that you want in that list. So start value, end value, and then how many steps you have. So this is specifically for the sequence type of list in Earth Engine. Then here again, we're not going to get into details of this code block here, but here we're going to test these different numbers of trees. So we're going to run classifications using 5, 10, 15, 20, and so on trees, and see the accuracies of each of those different models. So here, that's pretty much what we are doing. For each of the number of trees that I have, I perform a random forest classification using my training set. And then I also classify the testing set, and then I return my overall accuracy value. So this function here is just returning a list with the accuracies of my models at using each of these different number of trees, okay? And then with these values, I am printing a chart. So I have a ui.chart.array.values. So array, because I'm going to take this list of values of accuracies and I'm going to create a array from that. So I have ee.array. And then I'm going to plot the specific values. So each of those values. So that's what this other part here is doing. I'm just creating a chart that has a number of trees versus the accuracies. And I'm giving a title, I'm giving the label for the x-axis, the label for the y-axis, and so on. So that's pretty much what I'm doing. And if I run here, and here for x labels, I define it as the number of trees, right? The array is the accuracies, and then my x values will be my number of trees. And then as a result, we have here this nice looking chart. I'll just expand so we can visualize that better. And you can see that, you know, for 5 trees in our random forest classifier, we have an accuracy between 84 and 85. If I jump to 10 or 15, I have 86.7%. 20 and 25, it goes down a little bit to somewhere between 85 and 86, so 85.5%. And then 30, 35, 40, 45, same value here. If I increase a little more, it goes up a little bit here. And then if I have above 65, it gets really here almost to 92% of accuracy, so 91.6. And then if I increase more than 90, it drops a little bit again. So in our case, we used 50. So we have here 88%. That's what we saw, right? In the previous checkpoint. But if I were to increase, I can see that the classifier, the model would do a little bit better, right? So we can use this as well. Sometimes, oh, let's use 1,000 trees, but does that really make a difference in the classification? So we can use this piece of code to quickly test how many number of trees we can use for a classifier. So that's it for this checkpoint. It's really simple and straightforward. We won't get into details about the map function, but I think you get the idea here that we are just doing a classification and training the model and doing a classification for using a random forest model with different number of trees.